Shalawam. I want to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. SHALAWAAM, CHASAADYAM, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto all of you, ZABAWALAN, Barakyam, to the elders of the brotherhood, the DAWADA, the house of David, to the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is YAHAWASHI, which means he is the deliverer. We are the Hebrew Israelites, all right, which consist of 12 tribes. Today we're being called by bywords and proverbs such as Negro, African American, colored, black, Latin American, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian. Okay, we are the Hebrews according to the Bible. So-called white men are not like them, right? They're the Idumeans according to the Bible. All right, this is an article from naturalnews.com. Financial debt spiral ensues as SVB, First Republic, PacWest, Signature Bank all collapse. Contagion continues, man. And YAHAWADAH he's gonna continue to have this happen, okay? Because there's nothing you can do to heal this place. According to the Bible, it's called Babylon the Great, but you may know it as America. And the definition of the name America means bitter. And this place is the way this place is gonna be the way YAHAWAH is gonna put an end to this wicked kingdom is going to be very bitter. Okay, so let's read some of this article, hit some precepts, and I pray that this be edifying. If you think the banking collapse will end with SVB, which is Silicon Valley Bank, think again. Contagion is already spreading as Americans are waking up to the fact that the American financial system is a fraudulent Ponzi scheme that will result in financial ruin for many, especially those whose lives and livelihoods depend on it most. Okay, the banks are going to collapse, the dollar is going to collapse, and what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of evil in these cities, and that's YAHAWAH bringing the evil to the cities, man. Okay? Because in case they ain't go up there and told you, your dollar ain't worth shit. It's not backed by nothing. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by silver. It's no substance. All they're doing is the continual printing of money. Let's look at the national death clock, man. You know, I'm out here in Atlanta with these brothers, coming to the city. You see big ass U.S. national death clock, man. Biggest cuff riding around through downtown Atlanta. But that's the Lord. U.S. national death. Look at that shit, man. Look at that. Death per citizen. That's almost 100K. Most people would never see that in their fucking life. Okay? Death per taxpayer. So that's almost 250K. Okay? Which we shouldn't even be paying taxes. You know? But that's really a whole nother story right there. I don't think we're going back to where we were in 08 necessarily, but these things aren't one-offs. Say University of San Diego finance professor Don Ricardo situation. My suspicion is we're going to see a few more of these things creep up. Ricardo was technically right about things not going back to how they were in 08. If anything, they will be much, much worse once all is said and done with the current banking crisis, which has only just begun, right? Because, let me go back to the scripture, man. In this tree. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? And the prophets, the apostles, the elders of YAHAWAH, the men of the Lord, are blowing the trumpet by reading the prophecies, the words that are written in this book, man, which are faithful and true. That's the trumpet being blown, and it's being blown in the chief concourse on the highways and hedges. Okay, so people should be afraid if they were spiritual. Like during the time of Samuel, when the prophets came around, people asked him pretty much, did he come in peace? Or do you come to speak evil against us? They had a sense of fear of the Lord and his prophets, but not today. You know? Shall there be evil in a city? Yahawah Bahashaam has not done it. No, the evil that's going to come is going to come when the dollar collapses, when these banks collapse, when there's run on banks. People are going to panic and they're going to turn on one another. All right, what it says in the address. And then shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Okay. Back in the article, numerous other banks are already seeing their share prices crumble as depositors withdraw their cash and investors sell off their stocks in anticipation of more blood in the water, right? They're going to be run on banks, these ATMs, all of this shit's going to run out of money. All right, you're going to have people that really need that money because they have bills due, but they can't access the money that's in the bank. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to start burning these fucking banks down. They're going to start looting. They're going to start blowing them up, shooting them up, running up in there, robbing them. Okay? New York Signature Bank, which collapsed not long after SVP, and saw its share price plummet 23% before trading was halted as news of SVB's demise broke. The share price of First Republic, the 16th largest bank in the U.S., also crashed by 14.8%, followed by a 39.7% drop for competitor PacWest. Related, are we witnessing the controlled demolition of the entire banking and financial sector in real time? The end of cheap cash has come to an end. Now the pain begins. That's right, man. Now the pain begins. Because this is the end. All right, and that pain, you know, is likened unto childbirth. It's likened unto a woman in travail. There's going to be famines, pestilence, wars, okay? You name it, man. Droughts. Okay? Yahawah Bahashaam is smiting Egypt with plagues as before. This is 2 Ezra 16 and verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Great pains is getting ready to compass Babylon the Great, which you people know as America. Okay? Which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Right? Because with the collapse of the dollar, you know, you think people are cold and evil towards one another now. Well, wait till they have to, wait till it's the survival of the fittest out here, man. Okay? This is Matthew 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So people's hearts are going to wax cold, and they're going to turn against each other. Friends going to fight like enemies. Okay? That's what's coming, man. Let's get this in Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against thee, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his, and that ladeth himself with thick clay. So let's go into that in the blue letter. So that's all that's here. It's not but thick clay. Most of these people, they live on credit. Okay? You don't own nothing here. You don't have no colonial title. Hell, a lot of people don't know about that. They don't know what that means. Okay? The word there for clay.
Strong's H 5671 Avteet.
It says heavy debts. Let's go back to this debt clap, man. See that shit? That's that thick clay, man. This man is elated with thick clay. But this is all by design. I mean, it goes through the will of Yahawah Bahashaam, but these elites, they want to usher in a new form of currency. All right, so what's happening is that the collapse is being speeded up. Okay, and they're ushering in this digital system. This just happened in Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria, there's a run on banks. People couldn't access their money in the banks. Come to find out, the money was no longer worth anything because they had switched over to digital. Okay, actually, I did a video on that not too long ago, and and we told you, all my apostles and elders, we've been saying you may see these things happening around the world, such as Venezuela, etc. These things are coming to America. Okay, so this is the Ellicott commentary for English reader. I'm going to go down to the part with the clay. It says that lading himself with thick clay, better that accumulates to himself usury. Okay, so the Targum, rendering thick clay, originates in a false etymology of the word apetet. Okay, that's his commentary. Let's go down to the pulpit commentary. It says that laded himself with thick clay, who loaded his yoke heavily with depths. It says, I'm reading down, bear with me. It says, where I'm going to start at. It says, current for thick clay, or a mass of dirt. While regarded as one word, it means a mass of pledges, many debts. Okay, that the latter is a signification primarily intended as the view of many modern commentators who explain the clause thus: the quantity of treasure and body amassed by the Chaldeans, which is regarded as a mass of pledges taken from the conquered nations as a burden of debt to be discharged one day with heavily retribution. He does, in truth, increase against himself a strong pledge, whereby not others are debtors to him, but he's a debtor to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, who cares for the oppressed, right? This man, he has pretty much put everyone in debt to his fucking wicked-ass banking system, man. And he himself is in heavy debts, okay? And that's twofold, because first and foremost, he's in debt to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM because his land is defiled with the blood of the saints. And you went too far, man. You touched the apple of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM's eye. You put us in slavery. You confused us, okay? Took our nationality, lied to us. You were in debt, okay? This is Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, especially you damn Edomites, because you're the number one enemy. All right? Starting off with you, at least the so-called 1%. Okay? And the rest of you nations, man. For I was a little displeased, but they helped forward the affliction. They went too far. All right? You went too far with this captivity, man. Going back to the article, it says, the era of cheap cash has come to an end. Now the pain begins. It says, as for SVP, which has now become the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation's Deposit Insurance National Bank of Santa Clara, its stock price plummeted by 44%. And pre-market trading a day after 60% of its share value had already disappeared. Silicon Valley's bank's monumental downfall is the second largest bank collapse in U.S. history. Okay? But this is what's coming, man, because they have to usher in a new form of currency. The demise on Friday, which left customers fearful of losing deposits totaling tens of billions of dollars, is eclipsed only by the failure of Washington Mutual in 2008, which had assets of $307 billion when it went into receivership. People gonna lose everything overnight. Okay? Excuse me.
simple. Number one, you need to understand this about their bank. The vast majority of the customers in that bank were hedge funds, venture capitalists, and tech startups. They were not mom and pop. It's not who they catered to. Okay? So to put that in perspective, FDIC insurance of $250,000 covers your up to $250,000. The government covers your deposits in the event of a bank failure. Right? The typical bank, it covers 75 to 80% of the deposits. In other words, some people have, rich people have $500,000 or $800,000 or $1 million or something in your local bank, but most people are $250,000 and under. This bank was the inverse of that. North of 90% of the deposits are not covered. That means these were all multi-million-dollar customers sitting in that bank. So these were players, and they done got caught. Okay, this is what happened. So this does not affect your local bank at all. It has almost nothing to do with your local bank. It's a bunch of Silicon Valley tech startups and venture capitalists from all over the place. Your bank is safe. Calm your butt down. This has nothing to do with that. And what happened was, typically what banks do, this bank included, in order...
That's a narrative they want you to believe.
The irresponsible, reckless bank, but
have a stable...
And I'm just going to, Twitter can be a good source sometimes. It says banks are collapsing, but our hollow president can't reassure the American people they won't lose their life savings. But we can fund war and pensions, free college, free housing, and welfare for illegal aliens. Yeah, that nigga Tupac said that. We got money for wars, but they can't feed the poor. And this is what your government looks like.
Americans can have confidence that the banking system is...
And of course, we all seen that video with the Simpsons. I'm sure, But yeah, you pretty much get the point. This place, the Lord, it's the Lord's will. So yeah, with that, I'm going to end it there. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of GREATMILLSTONE. SHALAWAAM to the left.